Evening all. Oh, hope that's out. This is a VR to Beerbeard. Smoking my 7LA 320. And in it, in honor of Beerbeard, I'm smoking some aged Stonehaven that I did not dry out. So I'm smoking it wet. And I've been relighting, which has been an issue because I'm having to use matches. Because my Zippo that has the pipe insert got messed up on 4th of July. And my pipe butane lighter was on the back of my car. My wife left to go grocery shopping and it slid off onto the road and got run over. So matches it is. Cheers. Victoria. It's a Mexican beer. Cerveceria Modelo. Every Sunday night, I'll grab my iPad. Did I say iPod? iPad. And I'll pull up YouTube. And I always watch Steven's videos. Because I just like his style. He's real. He's got some interesting anecdotes that he shares. I always find myself chuckling or laughing in his videos. His most recent video was a little more somber. This video is just to encourage him, hopefully, just to let him know that I'm watching. If you haven't checked out his channel, you should do that. It's Beerbeard. I've been to London once. I don't even know if it counts. Cheers, Stephen. Good health, happiness. The family and myself were traveling and we were headed to Southeast Asia, and we landed at Heathrow and literally weren't there 45 minutes. Our flights were so close. The connecting flight was, we were delayed coming out of Chicago O'Hare and landed in Heathrow, and we had maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes to catch our next flight. And we did, but I don't even remember the airport, to be honest with you. It's the only time I've been to London. I would like to go. I have been in Manchester. On that trip, I was flying into England from Chicago O'Hare, and then we were traveling up to Scotland. Actually, we did spend some time. We spent several days in England and then spent some time in Scotland. But we left the States, it was probably 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening. It was after dinner. Pardon me. And you know, when you first get on an international flight, excuse me, I dropped the matches. I was with a friend of mine. You're kind of excited about the trip, and I want to say that flight is 8 hours, 9 hours, something like that. Can't remember now. Many flights since then. And you know, we got on the plane. We're sitting, of course, in economy, and I was actually sitting right, like behind. It was in the back section, but it was the first row, right behind something. I don't know if they were lavatories or what, but so I had a little bit of room to put my feet out. Right behind me was a young family who had a young boy that sat directly behind me. So after a bit, everything quiets down. We've had our dinner, we're flying, the lights go dim, and we were going to be landing right at daybreak in Manchester, so we decided to sleep. My buddy, who's across the aisle to my right hand side, falls asleep. And so I thought, you know, I'm going to try to fall asleep as well. Couldn't do it. That young boy just kicking my seat. So I turn around eventually, and I noticed that his parents were sleeping and he was not, and he thought it was pretty funny. And I would tell him to stop, and he would stop for a bit, but then again, just kicking the seat. So by the time we landed in Manchester, I maybe slept an hour or two, and it's daybreak. You've got to get going. So we had a rental car, a real small, I want to say it was a Nissan, but I'm not sure. I don't know why I have that in my mind. Of course, we were very thankful it was an automatic transmission, because the gear lever would have been totally backwards to us. You know, we're used to driving on the, you know, the gear shift on the right hand side. This would have been on the left. And of course everything is backwards to us. And it's proper to the English. We were traveling to Scotland. Eventually, that was our ultimate destination. My friend has some family, and he had done some tracing of lineage back to where his family's land was in Scotland. So that's ultimately where we were headed. But we were going to stop in Carnforth, I think is how you say it, up north, at a school, a university called Capernwray. Some mutual friends of ours had a son that was attending that university. It's a Bible school. And he was attending it. It's a one-year school, I believe. And so we stopped, and we were bringing him a suitcase just filled with all kinds of chocolate and goodies that you can only get in the United States. Things that he would miss, you know. Whenever you travel, there's things that you have in your homeland that you're used to having, that you enjoy, that you just can't get abroad. And so it's nice to have something from home. And so we did that. We saw him, and we were staying in a bed and breakfast on a farm. I wish I could find my notes. Of course, he was surprised. We did go out to a pub. I had to have fish and chips, you know. But this bed and breakfast, wonderful elderly lady ran the farm. It was a beautiful, beautiful farm. Just typical, what I would say would be stereotypical English farm, cattle farm. And the first morning we were there, she was going to serve us breakfast. And she had like a proper dining room, and she had us go in there, and we sat. It was beautiful. It was linen tablecloth and very fine dishes and silverware. She said she was going to make us a traditional American breakfast, which is not what I want when I'm traveling abroad. I would like, you know, to experience culture, and I always have. But she's the cook, so we're gonna eat whatever she makes. And I took a picture of the plate because it was mounded. I think there's 4 types of meats, a couple eggs, and they were sunny side up. She had not asked us how we wanted our eggs fixed. It's the first time I had sunny side up eggs. And she evidently experienced, during the war, World War II, some GIs that told her that's how American ate eggs, and that's how she always fixed any American. She always fixed their eggs sunny side up. It was delicious. Had some links of sausage and something like, and I don't know what the proper English term would be, but it was like a Canadian bacon, and it wasn't a fried tomato, but it was tomatoes that had been sliced and cooked in the frying pan, and toast and hash browns, and it was incredible meal, and we were so thankful. We traveled up north into Scotland and went to Edinburgh and saw the castle, stayed in hostels. You know, I'm assuming in the States we probably have hostels here in the States, not as prevalent, I don't think, as what you find in the UK. Or other places around the world. Saw Hadrian's Wall, walked on it. Beautiful country. England is a beautiful country. Scotland's beautiful. These walls, fences made out of fieldstone that just go all the way up the hillsides and just have been there for forever. Of course, we drove, and it took a little bit of getting used to because we're driving on a different side of the road than what we're used to. Roundabouts, which are the best invention ever. I wish we had more of those in the States. Beautiful country. Beautiful country. So Beerbeard, I really enjoyed your view that you showed us of where you live in London. And I suppose not everybody is always enamored with their homeland. But I loved it. My daughter has a bunch of friends over, and they're all scraping my wood floors with the dining room chairs. I don't know if you could hear that or not. But Stephen, I just a video to let you know that I really enjoy your videos, and I do feel that same connection that you talked about in your last video. And I'm going on 16 and a half minutes, and I'm rambling on. I haven't said anything. Fitting, isn't it? The only thing I don't have is a puppy here, a Ziggy. Anyways, cheers. Beerbeard, love your videos, and really enjoy them, and just wanted to let you know that. Till next time, who's your piper? Still lit.